Hello and welcome to Fix It with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. I thought I'd try something a little bit different. No intros, no outros, just some live, or as live style Let's Play, where we try and fix a map. In the style that Biffa fixes all of the broken traffic, I figured how about we try and fix some broken water flow on a map which has got a bit of a problem. The problem is partly that the creator tried to fix it themselves, and I don't feel that the work they've done has really added too much to it. Now this map has got a lot of little problems on it, and we're not going to be able to fix all of them today, but I'm going to choose a couple of specific locations and see if we can't get them fixed by the end of this show. I've no idea how long it's going to work, and I don't know whether or not in the time that I have available we're going to be able to fix things fully, but hopefully I'll be able to give you some working tips that'll be able to help you fix some of your own problems. So anyway, the map today is south coast of Lake Taupo, or possibly Lake Taupo. I still haven't researched it to find out. Based on a real life location, only based upon, of course, that being down in New Zealand. The networking, there's a lovely networking on today's map. The layouts, that is. The standards, we're still looking at some Blue Mantle. We're not here to fix Blue Mantle today. I have a tutorial for Blue Mantle. Do go and check that one out. I have asked the creator, vilamno, if we can have a little go at doing this on the map, and they are very happy for me to do so. So there's going to be nobody to complain. Unless you want to complain. If you want to complain, then so be it. Right, there are going to be a few things to look at with the map. Let's start off with the basics, the absolute basics. Let's have a quick look at the overview of the map. This particular map, we have got everything in here that you kind of want. We're going to call it, we'll call this the sea. I know south coast of Lake Taupo. This is, I'm going to stick with Taupo. That's it. Decided. Decision is made. This is so this is what we're going to call the sea level. This is the sea level. So we'll call this the sea for the sake of argument. We're going to call these lakes, these big things here, or middly sized things here, and we'll call these rivers. Main river, that's a canal. Main rivers, and then we've got tributaries or streams. So we'll go with streams because it's easier to say, and we'll go with rivers. We'll go with canals. We'll go with lakes, and we'll go with the sea, even though I know it's a lake. Right, problems with the map. We have got some very nice areas. I quite like this area here. If we have a look down here, we have got, and a quick apology to vilamno. I haven't quite got the theme. I forgot to install the theme mixer for the recording of this. I didn't feel it really mattered that much. But the yellow fields, if you use the theme settings that are in the description for the map, won't be as yellow. But other than that, this map is exactly as it should be. So anyway, having a look at the river here. Well, first of all, it's not really a river. Now, I kind of like it. This is by the by. It is strictly speaking broken, but I do kind of like it because what I'm thinking, it could be saying this is dry season, and when it's dry season, this doesn't actually flow fully. I would get that. If you told me that that was the case here, I would go, yeah, I would nod at you. However, this we will find across the map in areas where it doesn't make any sense at all. Plus, if we come down here and have a look at this little patch here, you can see the water is actually flowing, but we have a gap here where there is no water. And that's because the water in City Skylines isn't really water. First of all, it's digital simulation of water, but also it's more like a gel. It's more like liquid jelly. So where you would expect things to flow really smoothly, it doesn't. It just tries to calculate where there would be and what the flow would be, and it's a simulation, and it fails in places. And where it fails, as a map creator, you have got to work with the simulation and try to get it fixed. Like here, we've almost got a really perfect, lovely little stream going on here. But up at the top end here, it's this little section here. It's flowing, but I would say that the water flow here, although you can see it rippling, it's not enough there to say that what is flowing through at this lower end here, it just doesn't add up. The maths don't add up. So anyway, there are problems like that. Other problems we've got, we had a problem in the sea. I'll talk about that in a moment. But we have got something that occurs quite often in maps. We have a look at the water in the canal over here. We have got some very strong ripples going on here. These can be caused by a whole host of different things. I will get to this. We'll come back to this. We'll work downstream towards here. But yes, we won't actually try and fix this today, but I will try and explain what the fix would be. Fine, we got that. And then as we head up, I've got to say I do like this the water slipway here. Again, I feel it's in terms of quality of detailing is a little bit unpolished. There is that, but I really like the idea and the concept of this, and as an idea and a concept it is excellent. The final finishing of this area in terms of the highest quality of map, it isn't quite there, but vilamno has had a go, and there's credit to be given for that. Then this is the stretch of river that I think we're going to try and have a go at fixing today. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it in a relatively short Let's Play, but we will hopefully make it a lot better. Remember this, okay? This is what we're looking at down this stretch here. We have a lump. It's not just choppy water. It's so choppy that actually when we get down, we can actually see the riverbed through the shallowest part of this little lump going on here. Now, I'm pretty sure I know what's causing this, and I'm pretty sure we can go a long way. Whether we'll actually completely eliminate the lumpiness of the water, you can see down here we've got lumps coming down here as well. Whether we can totally fix this during the show would be a different story altogether. Then, as we follow, I'm going to head right again. There's so many different routes that we could follow with these rivers and streams. We can't even begin to look at all of them. Then we're going to follow this all the way up to, we've got a big old lake up here. And I think what we'll do is we will stop at this water area here. Again, ignoring the tree detailing, because is this really a watery kind of tree area? I would say that these trees aren't really suited to this area. That said, I do like the aesthetics that we're getting from a different sort of tree in here. And different tree painting, and I think this area would really pop aesthetically. I like the area, I just feel it needs a little bit of work. Now, let's talk about game mechanics and how the water... I'm going to use the word water spawn. The actual phrase is water source. I just think spawn works better for me personally. But yes, if we come over here to the side of this, right on the edge of the map here, we've got, there is a lake over there, but I came over here because I didn't want to be distracted by too many distractions. You'll see what I mean by distractions in a short while. Now, I'm actually in the game engine. I'm using mods and such, including a BloodyPenguin's more beautification mod, which I'll try to remember to link into the description. But of course, in the map editor, you've got the same tools. The reason why I'm in the game engine is basically it looks nicer. And this is a YouTube channel, and it's important for things to look nice. So that's why we're in the game engine today. But we could do all of this in the map editor with the same results. Using the water tool, and over here we have two options with the water tool. Place water source, which I'm going to call the water spawn point. There you go. And then we have move sea level. We won't be doing any moving in the sea level, but we will take a look at that fairly soon. Placing water source. Right, now there are basically two different, what are we called, scales on the water source. We have the capacity, which you can see here is controlled by a slider. 100 is a big capacity that will pump out a lot of water at the same time. This is the equivalent of having the tap turned fully on. Think of this like better than that, think of this like the cistern in your toilet with the stopcock. Yep. What we have is a tap that will fill the cistern. And let's say the stopcock is broken on your toilet. Having this turned fully on means that that water is just going to keep... You're going to hear that hissing noise from your toilet constantly. Does this make sense? Good. It's going to feel... And you're going to have water pouring into your lavatory bowl continuously, because the stopcock is broken. It will just keep filling and keep filling and keep filling. This, at 100, is with the tap turned fully on, filling that as fast as it can. If we slide it all the way down here, this is... quite a low setting, 0.01, not the lowest. We'll get to that in a moment, but this is a fairly low setting. By popping this down, I'm going to do that right there, and we'll make sure we get the simulation sped up so that we can see things happen in a real time. There we go. So what we have here is the that is filling our toilet, our system. The water's just going to flow off the edge of the map. That's why I chose to go here as well. It's not going to disturb any of the map here. So yeah, we have a spawn point, and that is just spurling out water, and it will continue to do so until the stopcock flicks, and it tells the lavatory that the water container is actually full. We can indeed we can push this up to a larger setting. There you go, a larger one. This will now pump out 0.2 of water. And you see we're getting a whole lot more water than we did previously. And if we turn that up to 100, then, well, that will pump out a heck of a lot. There are lower settings, but you have to enter these by hand. So if we come over here, so the lowest you've seen so far is 0.01, but we can manually type in down to 0.001. Okay, let me come out of here. I've just got a feeling we have to clear that. There we go. So here we go. 0.001, click enter, and now we've got a tiny little thing here. If I do a little type down there, now have a look at the water that's coming out of this. It is barely a stream, it's a trickle. Again, I've got the game sped up using the speed slider mod so that we can see this happen. But you'll also see that the water isn't even getting to the edge before it's disappearing. This is evaporation. And it's water in the game will just slowly but surely evaporate away. So you need to find the balance between the right amount of water and not quite enough water. And I think that's something that this map struggles with. Now, one way of making sure that you don't run out of water is to put where you see that the water is starting to run out. You can pop a second spawn point down there. And you can see it's now picking up a little bit here. And then you could probably place a third one, saying down here. Just to help, and this is a good way of actually building up the strength of rivers. There we go, like so. Apologies for the rumbling of the broken car outside my window. Unfortunately, you can't help the public. Right, so we have that's your technique. And of course, what we could do is, if we really wanted to boost the water flow down here, we could change the water capacity of any one of these to maybe like a 0.0002 or something like that. Right, so that's that. On top of that, though, we have a separate... I did say there were two controls on each of these little Chinese lanterns. One of them is the water capacity, how much that water is going to pump out. But let's go back to our toilet analogy and the stopcock. Each one of these will keep pouring out water until it reaches a level. If I hover over here, see this white line that's just turned up on the screen. You can see a large chunk of the screen now has gone sort of like a muted white colour come off. Go back onto it. You can see that. And then you can see this part of the hill here doesn't get covered. Right. This is the fill 2 level. This spawn point here, this little spawn point will continue to pump out water until it reaches this level, until we get to, shall we say, a sea level. It's not really a sea level, but a fill level there. This spawn point here will do the same. That one is a little bit lower. This one down here will keep pumping out. Now, obviously, these spawn points will never do this because the water is pouring off the edge of the map. So they will never do it. We're just going to end up, this is how you would get rivers. A lake, well, if we had a bowl, like here we go, we've got a little bowl going on here. If we were to put a spawn in here and then did a fill level of, oh, but to get rid of, sorry, my bad, back over here. There she goes. Bring this down to this area here. If we could get that into an area and have it sort of like it's still going to pour off the edge of the map. But you see what I mean. You see what I mean. If we had it sort of like a bit of raised lands there, that would be contained within a lake. So that's how all these things work. Water spawns, not just a good way of actually getting water to appear, but also to control water flow as well. And we'll be using that skill a little bit later on in the show. But if you have a look at the map, our creator vilamno has used a lot of these to try and control the water flow in their map. And despite having a whole bunch of them down here, just this little stream down here, we haven't really got a working stream. We've got gaps in the water flow as we go down. Now, we're not going to fix all of these, but we are going to choose one of these streams, and it's going to be off on... I've lost where we are on the map. Where are we on the map? I found it. I think we'll use this one here, because this bit of river here, the one with the lumps and the bumps in it, I think part of the cause of this is this stream. Now, vilamno has actually made some changes to the map since uploading it to the workshop. See this lake here with the several hundred water sources? Yeah, that's slight overkill, to say the least. Now, I guess the argument that vilamno was making, or made when they actually did this originally, is that water would fall across the map evenly, more or less. And so this will be filled up from not just from the streams. We've got a stream over here, there's a stream over here, there's a stream over here, and then we've got the fairly wide rapids thing over there that we'll be working on a little bit later. Vilamno has basically covered this, and which should give us a fairly even water all the way across the entire lake. Have a little look though at the fill to level on these spawns. There you go. This lake is trying to flood. With all of these tiny little spawn points across the entire lake, it would, in theory, flood if it could. It's being controlled by the wide entrance to this river, so it's not going to flood, but it is actually physically trying to. And it's not a problem, because it is controlled, but it's something to consider. Now, when they released the map, where's me sea? The sea over here, they've done exactly the same with the sea. Now, there's no reason to have millions of spawn points in the sea, and I'm really glad that they've removed them. It shows that they've made progress as a creator themselves, and I'm really glad of that. There is an argument that these two spawns are not required either, because what happens with the edge of map water is the edge of map spawns water. It will fill the water to replace the water that's being evaporated from this sea area. Now, the sea area is being replaced by a water coming out from these rivers and streams and the canal. So it is getting replaced, but you're also getting evaporation as well. So depending on how much water is being fed into this area, there might actually be incoming water from the edge of the map, or the map might just be losing water off of the edge. We're not checking for that. But the fact is that no matter what, the sea level, if I click on move sea level, you can see the sea level. If I just come off of there, you can see, yeah, there you go. It is filling to that level there. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. These two spawn points, I believe, have been put in by vilamno for the purpose of Sunset Harbour DLC. Now, first of all, I think these are pumped up a little bit too high, because we can actually see this spawning turbulent water effect, which isn't particularly realistic. I'd like to see that just turn down a notch, and then we might be losing the actual effect that we're getting for the Sunset Harbour DLC. And that's down to fishing. There are 4 sorts of fish within the game, and they are spawned by the definition of the water. Is it shallow water, or is it deep water? Is it slow running water, or is it fast running water? Here we have deep, fast running water, so the intent here is to get tuna. And if we go into the Sunset Harbour fishing industry, there we go. And we can actually, I've got my finger on the wrong button there, my bad, sorry. We pull back to the above view. You can see here that we have got We have got some dark patches of tuna and salmon, and you can see how that differs from the slower running water around the outside where we have the anchovies and the shellfish. So hopefully that'll explain why vilamno has gone for that. So it does kind of work. I think it could be more polished, and I think it definitely could be definitely toned down a little bit to prevent that to change. But it is close to the edge of the map, and in real terms that would be deep in the fog, and nobody's going to likely see that with the fog switched on, which would be correct. What we're going to do though, is we're going to start by undoing some of the work that vilamno has done. Let's just check out before we undo. So we've got this lumpy water in this canal here. We've got some really choppy water going down this river here, which really shouldn't be this choppy. We're going to fix this river here, which if we have a look here, let me turn the setting down on this one, the speed slider down, so we can actually watch. There we go. You can see, I think the choppiness of this is being partly caused by we have stop-start river here. Look, see, just nothing. So when this patch of water or non-water reaches the river down here, there'll be a short spell of nothing entering the water, and then there'll be a lump of water coming all at once behind it, and that is helping to make this, not causing on its own, but helping to make this area become choppy. What we're going to need to do, and this is going to take a few moments, so bear with me while I just muse, because I'm going to have to do some musing, is, you will not be amused, I know, come on, let's get rid of all of these, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're going to remove every one of these lanterns. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, all the way up 27, 28, 29, 30 to those rapids. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. I'm curious to see how many there are, you know. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Have a look at these down here, actually. Some of them aren't even directly over the river. So if they've been put in here to control the river, they're really not doing their job. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. Let's come back to the stream in a minute. 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. We'll ignore that stream. 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. So 93 just to get up to the lake. 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. Still going. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 300. 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and that one 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 48, 49, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, I think 60, I'm losing count. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 400, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Whew. Repetitive strain. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 500. We made 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just going to go to the top of this area here. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Do you know what I think that'll do for this? Just for this, we can't do everything. Right, that's 554. On top of that, we're going to fix this stream here. And let's just do a count of this one individually. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, blimey, even more. 13, 14, 15. Right, so we've done it. We've done it. What we need to do now is we just need to let the water sort itself out, because having taken out all of those sources, I would imagine that the level of this lake is going to drop, possibly to the point that we don't actually overflow out of this river anymore. In fact, it's certainly drying up already. And that's because there was an awful lot, although they were all individual tiny little spawns, there was a lot of water being pushed into this lake here, plus also coming out of this area here, which seems to be holding up on its own even without those spawns. I mean, it is a little bit drier. It is a little bit drier. Now, okay, let's start. Always work downstream. Always work downstream. So that we'll start the upstream and we'll have a look at this area and say, where are we getting the problems? Assuming, of course, that we would actually have removed all of these lanterns and we'll be working each of these streams individually. But let's work from here as it is, okay? Because we haven't got all day. So I reckon we probably wanted to have a spawn about here. I'm going to go for a slightly higher setting. Maybe about there. And I'm going to do the fill to level down to about there. So we're getting a thin covering of water being pushed out from here. And what you'd want to do is probably actually a slightly higher setting of that. So 0 point. Let's go 0 point. Let's go for a high. There you go, a high one, but really low. And we're going to get a bit of flooding from this by putting down a big spawn all at once, but it's going to settle itself down. And is this giving us the water coverage down here that we really need? Again, I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm looking to fix the problems with the simplest solutions. And I think by removing the whatever 50 spawn points down here and replacing it with just one big one, just the one big one, we're getting the same kind of effect. Okay, I think it's probably a little bit too strong, but it would be just a question of tweaking it, refining it, finding the perfect strength in that area, and we're going to get about the right amount of water coming down here. Probably could also be done with some slightly smaller ones dotted around, but we certainly don't need to have 60 of them down here on the lowest setting. But already we've fixed that. Now this lake here, yeah, the water level has dropped because we're just not putting enough water into the lake now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the 1,000 spawn points that we had with just one. I'm going to bring it up this side of the lake because with the water flowing downstream this way, if I put a spawn here, it might push up and against the water flow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop one up this end of the lake here, where it's just going to be hidden away. And we will try and raise the water level of the lake with just one. Just the one. Let's go for something of a moderate strength. That's pretty moderate, I feel. Right there, and we don't want it to massively overflow. It'll be quite difficult to test this. Let's come over here and have a look at the river out. Come on, that's the one. So about there. Now, it's just a question of, have we got the capacity on this? Oh, blimey, we've really, we'll put this really close to the edge of the, oh, hang on. You go away. That's the wrong one. That was the wrong one. Right. I put down the second spawn inadvertently by being at the wrong end of the lake. But I think we've now sorted. We're probably going to get a little bit of a rush of water at the moment where we put down that spawn. And it may try and flood down this way. But yes, what we need to do is we just need to make sure that this lake is filling. I'm not sure. Is it filling? Is it filling? We've certainly got a ripple of water coming. Is this just a wave, or is this actually filling? It looks like it might be filling. A bit of flooding over here. Again, though, kind of expecting it. Kind of expecting it. But the water is definitely... We've definitely got water coming through now. Now, is this permanent flooding? Do we need to drop the water, or is this just a wave? I think it might be permanent flooding. So let me come to this. Drop the water level down a fraction. And see if this is going to drop. Just watching the water pour off. Definitely seems to be dropping. So that is evaporating away and pouring back into the lake where it can. Which means now we've still got I mean, yes, we are. The flooding is subsiding. So let's see what happens with this water once the flooding has subsided. I don't think that is going to subside any further, so I'm going to drop the water level on this this large spawn a little bit more. About there. And the fill 2 on there is a bit lower now. And this is now, are you flooding out. Come on. We need this to... There we go. It's slowly drying up. Not worried about any pools that we've got left. And having a look at this, this is close. I mean, I think there's a bit more water coming out of here than we had. A little bit of residual flooding. But we're not looking for perfection here. We are just looking to get the quickest fix for the sake of a Let's Play. So yeah, anyway, we have here is... Yeah, it's a little bit higher than it wants to be. I'm going to do one last tweak on it. One last tweak on it. To about there. I think that should resolve the remaining flooding problems. And yeah, now we're starting to see the rocks coming through. I think we're getting the level of the water a bit more right. We're going to do one last check up here a little bit later on, because I'm just concerned we might have gone a little bit too low now on this. Yeah, just a fraction too low now. Let's come back to here. So back to this. Come on. Come on. There we go. About there. Just up a fraction. Yep, definitely gone a little bit too low. Okay, my bad. That should hopefully now bring us back into... Let me just hover back over that. And yeah, that's definitely going to start flowing back over. We just give it a few moments. Yep, I overfixed it in the opposite direction. We should... Come on, water. We should, in theory, be starting to fill and flow. Come on. Yep, just starting to come through now. Right, now, in terms of our choppy river, which is this one here. Now, if we have a look down here, it seems fairly smooth at the moment, doesn't it? It seems fairly smooth. There's a little bit of bouncing in the water. Now, causes of this are things like the unstable level to the bottom of the river. You kind of want your river bed to be flat. Let me go into the terrain editing tool. And if we have a look here, there are a few little knobbles and bobbles. On top of that, you want it to be roughly an equal distance across the banks. Slowly but surely increasing. Slowly. What we've got here is little pinch points. Remember, this water is more like jelly than it is like actual flowing water. Slowly but surely filling up this river. This is good to see. Much more healthy. Much more healthy. So yes, what you'd want to do is make sure you don't actually have any pinch points so that the jelly can push through it quite easily. This looks like it might be a bit of a pinch point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to widen it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot of bit. We are slightly wider. Across there. That should allow the water to come through here. And also having a smooth slope as well, using the sloping tool between one point and the next point should also help for the river to run more smoothly without it bouncing. Like so. If you're wondering how these terrain tools work, I do have a tutorial, the Terraform mod tutorial. Do check it out. It's a little bit dated, but it shows you everything that you need to know. You'll come away from that knowing how to use these terrain tools, even though it's one of my earliest videos, and boy does it show. I've never seen a captain try so very hard. Right, okay, so what we got here is actually not too bad. We're getting a little bit of a bump in the water here, and again, this is being caused partially by the merging of these two rivers, and then it wasn't helped by this river coming in here as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop in a controlling water spawn point at this location to try and see. Here we go. Here's where the issues are starting. There, you actually saw a splush of water coming through. Here it is. Here. There we go. That's your next one. So our problems are actually starting even further upstream than even I thought. But let's put in a controlling node of water right here. So water spawn, and we're going to go with something not massively strong, about a 0.1 right here. And we'll go for a fill 2 of quite low. Like so. So what should happen here is the water coming into here should be tapered out and smoothed out by this fairly strong water spawn. And then this water spawn is therefore now going to try and pump out a fairly smooth water down this river. Again, these are going to be quick fixes, and I have no guarantee that these are really going to work, but we're going to hopefully see an immediate improvement to this river. Are we actually getting... Yeah, we just a little bit of lumping. I want to go further upstream here to sort out the lumps and the bumps here. We've got a pinch or something going on in this area. This would require a lot more... Have we... do you know what? I think it might be a problem hidden by the networking. It might be that the river gets really wide in here underneath at some point, or a pinch point in here somewhere. Really hard to see with the highway in the way. But I think we've still got a little bit of bumpy water coming in from here. But yes, so put in the solution. Let's do a quick solution in here with a 0.005 spawn in here. So how about there? And we'll bring the fill to... I'm just going to try and absorb whatever is causing that bump in the water there with a controlling spawn point. Let's have a quick look and see what's our... We have still got a bit of a bump, but that was from before the controlling spawn point. But this looks a lot more controlled. We do have a lump. This lump coming from even further upstream. Really hard to see where that lump is materializing from. It might actually be from here, actually. Because it goes really narrow into quite wide into what looks like it narrows up a bit. So we're pinching and then we're releasing. And if you pinch and release things, you are going to get lumps. Yeah, we just got some ongoing problem there. Might be fixed slightly by an extra water source coming in from the side. And we'll do this. This will be the final step in hopefully causing our lumps to disappear from here. And I'll show you a final tip with the canal before we end the show. So what we're going to do here is, remember we had, was it 15 spawn points up here? I'm going to try and replace with 2, maybe 3 for the same effect. So let's see what we can do here. Let's go back up to the top, call up the water source, and we're going to go for the lowest setting. And we'll pop this on somewhere up near the top, somewhere about there maybe. So this is now going to start driggling out a little bit of water. I'm going to wait to see where it stops looking fairly solid. So I think probably in here. See, it's just trying to dry out at this point. So I'm going to pop a second one here. So now we've got moderate amount of strength. Now what I think we do here is we'll add a third one, but we'll go double strength. So 0.002, and we'll pop a third one right there. Now that should give us enough water to fill right down to the bottom of this stream. But it looks like there's going to be some pinch points down here. There, we can see one already going on here where it's, see how it's really trying to get lumpy and choppy. And this is going to cause problems again for our river down here, which we're kind of almost fixed. We have got a little bit of choppiness going on. Again, there's just a little bit of extra terrain work can be done down here as well to help reduce that. But our river here it's just looking a bit choppy. Now, solutions. Lakes are the answers, or in this case, pools. Little pools where we could say we've got a little bit of a waterfall, and what will happen with the pool is it will absorb some of this rippling effect. At the moment, the rippling effect's got nowhere to go apart from down here, downstream. But if we were to make ourselves a little pool halfway down here, like let's say, looks like there could be a waterfall here. There's a mini waterfall there, but let's go for one, because we're getting some problems starting here, actually. There we go, right in this location here. Let's make ourselves a little absorption pool right there. It should still look okay. Okay, I've just drowned a tree or two, but hey, sue me later. Sue me later. Right, and that is sloshing about. I'm going to bring the pool back a little bit more, just a little bit wider and a little bit more, just to give this area a chance to absorb the weight of that water where we're getting some problems. And again, I'm not going to the next level in terms of terrain work here. We're not polishing it. We are drowning trees in the... But you'll get... It's about the water mechanics rather than the actual... the beautification of this map. We've got water strumming through here. Have we still got any lumps and the bumps? I think possibly a little bit. I'm going to draw this in a little bit. Let me grab that height there. And this height here. And we'll just pinch it in a little bit. And the way that the water is entering this river at the right angle is likely to cause some turbulence here, because you're going to get water coming in a straight line here, meeting water there. Let's just try and smooth this one out with a more natural progression into the river via that way. And if I do a little bit of that like so as well, and then have the river entering in at that angle. Now we've got a little bit of splurging going on here as well. You can see part of the problem here. We've got a bit of a pinch point here, immediately followed by a drop off, then a ridge as well, which probably maybe partly caused by me. So we've got that again, working with these riverbanks where you can see it's just bouncing up, coming down, bouncing out. There is more work that can be done in these areas. But that, for me, is a big step towards being better. Again, this area here, just let's try and fix this a little bit, if we can. How about that? Is that going to allow the water to flow through more unhindered? I think it is. Okay, still not perfect, but a lot better. With the water coming in from the side there, I would move the pillar on the highway here to somewhere a bit more sensible. But again, doesn't really matter that much. We've got a little bit of a bump in the water, but these bumps in the water, are they are probably as bad as they were previously. Maybe we should have try another control point. What's causing this? There is an issue. We're not gonna. I don't think we're going to be able to fix this. This problem down here is starting further upstream, and actually, I think it might be caused by. We have a pinch point here. You can see the water struggling through this area here, and then it widens up. I would want to re-terraform that entire section of river there as well, just to stop this from happening. Back to the canal. This is a key point, because it is not always pinch points and fast drops and all that sort of stuff. Although I do know that the underside of this canal does probably need a little bit of terraforming, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad on the whole. There is one point where it does drop away, And I think it's here. We've got a lump of some description going on here anyway. Let's see if we can't. Let me do it that way. See if we can't smooth that out a little bit there. But all told, the canal isn't too bad. Which leaves the question, why does it have this ripple running down it? Right, the explanation, we're not going to fix this, but I'll give you the general practice on this one. So we've got, first we do have a little bit of lumpy water coming through, but it's not too bad. But what you have though with the river, with the water, is the water is going to want to follow a straight line. And it's going to cut across here, and you're going to get some low water pressure on this side, some high water pressure on this side, where the water is pushing in this way as well. And that's fine over a small area, but the longer the curve, the longer the arc of the canal like this, the more you're going to get this pressure building up, wanting to bounce out that way. And the more you're likely to force a ripple by doing so. And then over this side, we've got a long arc coming this way as well. You also see how it's going from narrow to wide as well. And that's going to cause some problems too, because there's just too much water in there, not enough water in here. And this is where maybe an extra spawn point in this area could possibly help as well. Well, we're not going to try and fix that one, but if you do build a long curved river or long curved canal, this one does curve both ways, so there is credit to say that actually it's not one long arc. If it was, this would be a huge problem. But instead, if this was actually a long arc, what I would suggest is maybe a long straight section, a short curved section, and then a long straight section again, just to give the water a chance to sort itself out. Let's come back up to our lumpy river. Yeah, I was hoping we'd be able to fully fix this one, but the problem is definitely starting a little bit further upstream, and it just makes me want to do some terraforming in here, or put a couple of controlling spawn points in here just to stop the splurging from happening. I'm determined to try and fix this one by the end if we can. Let me pop another, and this is where you can say Vilamno did kind of this with all the tiny little spawn points on their original map. Let me do one here as well. Oh, not the two, just the one. They did the same with the tiny little 1 point control nodes, and it didn't really do the job. We might be slightly overfilling this river as well, but hopefully we might be on the way to a solution. This is our pinch point here. Are we seeing anything before this point? Let's keep an eye on this point here. Yep. It seems to be around here that whatever... Let's go into the terrain editor. I don't see any reason why it would want to become a problem at this point. We have definitely a smoothish base to the river. Let's put a control node in at this point as well. Hopefully this is going to be the last one. Not that setting though. That would be too much. About right there. Oh. And to the height of the river. Have we solved the problem of this lumpy river? This is possibly from a back spawn. I knew it was going to be troublesome, and I knew we weren't going to be able to do the entire map. I think we've done it. I think we have done it. It's not necessarily the most efficient way of fixing this river. We've got rid of the choppy. We have finally got rid of the choppy. Right, so yes, this is mostly fixed. Mostly fixed by putting a very harshly made quick little pool in there to stop the lumpy water on this stream. The extra spawn points, more than I would ideally have liked. We have got a few, but larger, better controlling spawn points up here. One spawn point rather than 1,000. And actually one spawn point in there. We've got the same kind of effects going on. Let's go back down to regular game speed, because I'm pretty sure we have now solved this one enough. Back to regular. There you go. 25%. This is, for me, this is looking... I mean, it's aesthetically pretty much the same as what we had before, pretty much. Possibly a little bit more water coming over the rapids there. So, to be fair, not perfect. But again, you can't do it. I mean, we've been here, what, about an hour? Thereabouts. We have got rid of all of those lumpy bumpy problems that we had, especially down this section here. That river is now feeling, I mean, it's feeling like a torrent. It's feeling very, we could probably put some rock detailing down here to make it look more like rapids, because it does feel like it. And then we have this river, which again, we've gone from 15 spawn points down to just 3, pretty much all of them at the top. I'd do a little bit more terraforming, remove the trees there, a bit more terraforming around here. But this river becomes more pleasing as a side river. Doing the whole map would take a lot of time and is for somebody else to do, but certainly in terms of fixing our canal up to this area here, I think we've pretty much done it. Wow, okay, well, I've enjoyed this. If you've got any broken maps that you would like me to fix, do let me know. I'm not promising you that it will happen. This was a trial show, an experimental show. Wasn't sure whether it would work or not. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will give it some consideration as to whether I feel this is worth going on with maybe a second or a third show. Anyway, thank you very much for you, the viewer, for watching, for commenting, for liking, because you have hit the like button, thank you, and for subscribing, and thank you very much again to vilamno for allowing me to play about with their map and basically butcher it in one or two places. I've definitely made it worse in one or two places, but hopefully we've learned one or two things about water mechanics. I've been BonBonB, you've been very, very welcome, and I'll see you again very, very soon.